Facebook. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Let me make sure everything is working, and we will go ahead and dive in. We are going to talk today about cool. We are going to talk about what to charge and why. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from while I make sure everything is working, and then we will get going. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I am not at my office. As you can see, I am in the VIP lounge in the Chicago airport because I am flying back to New York. So that's where I am. That's why it is a little bit loud. But we are going to go ahead and get started anyway. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Hey. All right, let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Your Biggest Vision. I'm your host, Leah. As you guys can see that are watching me live, I am not in my office in New York. I am in the VIP lounge of the Chicago airport, so I'm flying back to New York from Chicago in a few hours. So please bear with me with a little bit of background noise and even some distraction. Still very excited to be here with you guys. Thank you. Dedication, no matter where you are, to be live every Monday. Yes, it is a commitment. It is not always the easiest thing. You have to make sure that there's going to be a phone booth open and that you get there on time, that the Wi-Fi is going to work, but it's worth it, and I am here for you. All right, just 1 second on Instagram. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. And we are in business. Cool. All right. Hey, you guys. So today we are talking about pricing, how to know what to price, how to price better, how to raise prices, etc. And this is inspired by a conference that I went to last week for ActiveCampaign. So a little bit of background, if you guys are not familiar with me and or ActiveCampaign, then you might not know that I am a huge fan of the platform ActiveCampaign. It is an email marketing platform for online businesses or offline businesses, really anyone that emails, which is pretty much any business today. But it's so much more than that. It's really a way to manage your customers, your subscribers, your audience, etc., in a really smart and automated way. And I have been obsessed with ActiveCampaign since I started. I have done lots and lots of trials of different types of email marketing and have come to just really believe that ActiveCampaign is the best out there. And as such, I have become kind of an ActiveCampaign partner. And I say kind of an ActiveCampaign partner because the real partners, the people that aren't kind of, but that are totally partners, are people that are digital marketing agencies, and they do all the marketing on behalf of their clients. I don't do that. I don't do done for you work. I do with you work, or I teach you how to do it so that you do it yourself. But nonetheless, I help my clients learn ActiveCampaign, learn email marketing, and I highly encourage them to do it on ActiveCampaign. So that's why I was at this conference last week. And so I wanted to share a few of the takeaways from it and some of the really powerful and effective things that I learned. And a lot of that revolved around pricing. And for those of you that are in a little bit more of an agency or done for you or anything like that where you could do freelance-esque work, like hourly work or outsourced work, this is going to be a really beneficial episode for you because it came from that type of work with them. So let me just take a sip of water and we'll get going. So when we think about pricing, well, actually, let me back up a little bit. When we think about email marketing, I'd love to hear from you guys that are watching live. Do you send emails in your business? Give me a little emoji if you do. When we think about email marketing, I think the most common mistake I see is people thinking that email marketing means emailing. And it makes sense because that's what's in the name of the type of marketing. But I would say that 60% or so of my automations in my ActiveCampaign account don't even send emails. They track my subscribers in different ways. So things like that can mean you're tracking a subscriber if they read a certain percentage of your emails, or if they visit one of your sales pages, or if they click on a link but then they don't take action. You have the chance then to tag them, to send them an email, to add them to a Facebook audience, to send them ads. There's so much more flexibility and automation you can do than just sending emails. So I really want you to take away from this, where are you doing too much on the back end? Where are you trying to mastercraft what people are or aren't emailing, what they are or aren't clicking, what they are or aren't reading? Because there can always be a million reasons for this. Yes, we can improve our subject lines. Yes, we can try to make our emails more interesting. Yes, we can want people to click on them, but there could be 1,500 reasons why someone doesn't open an email. And it's not really in your best interest to spend all that time stressing about it. What you can do instead is control their behavior once and if they have clicked. So that's when you can get an email to yourself to follow up with them about why they didn't go forward. That's when you can add them to a Facebook audience and make sure they see an ad that you want them to see. That's when you can do anything that you want from the back end to make sure that you're marketing to them in a really smart way. So think about how you can be managing your subscribers better with active email marketing you're using, and we'll talk about how that obviously can then lead to raising your prices. But this doesn't just need to mean that you're emailing all the time or you're emailing people if they don't respond to something or whatever it is. You can really be tracking them in a much more strategic way, no matter what. And so ideally what you want this to look like is your email marketing and your automations are kind of teasing out your own leads and qualifying them for you before you even try to sell to them. So if you're not seeing the conversions that you want or the sales that you want, part of it might be because you are selling to people before they are ready or before they even really know the value of whatever it is that you have to offer. And that's where these automations can come in. And you can imagine that once you have gotten people to a place where you know certain things about them, you've seen them express interest in certain things, you've reached out to them personally and built a relationship with them, you can raise your prices. That's when you can charge more because you have done this tailored work to really know that you know what is going to benefit them and what they're going to benefit from and how you can help them. You are not just shouting things from the rooftops about things that you have to offer and hoping that people self-identify and cling on. You kind of need to identify for them, and that's what you can do if you have a strategic email marketing system in place. Now, if any of you have questions about this, please reach out to me. I love teaching this kind of stuff, and we have lots of programs and coaching that can help you do that. And you can email us at leah@urban20something.com. Super easy. Beyond that, I want to talk a little bit about finding your pricing. Even if you know you can be charging more, how do you actually know what to charge? So one of the biggest mistakes I see new entrepreneurs that are in a service-based industry making is that they try to charge people based on their time and how long they spend on them and like what their hourly rate may be. But in reality, that dilutes your own worth. And I want to explain why. Here's like a little example that might paint this picture for you better. So let's say that you have a client and maybe you are doing branding and marketing for them on a freelance basis. So maybe you're going through their website and you are maybe writing some new copy for them and you are helping them with their colors and their photography, etc. If you are going about this on an hourly basis and you are charging them per hour, and then let's say in 1 hour, you redo one of their sales pages and immediately their conversions go up and they immediately see a tick in their income. Well, they're going to then assume that that is how much you can earn them every hour you put in for them. They're not really going to understand the time that you put in to get there, the time that you put in to understand their branding, the background you have done in order to get to that educational place. And they're not going to understand that other parts of branding work that you need to do, like let's say you're doing their about page on their website or maybe redoing their Instagram aesthetic. That's not going to get them those kinds of same results, but they still need to be done. So you can't devalue your own success or your own capabilities, which will be done if you do an hourly rate. Another reason an hourly rate is a big mistake is because it never is just about the hour. It's about all the correspondence in between. It's about whatever you can do, to make things go faster that they don't really need to understand totally and would take longer to explain than for you to just do it. So you need to be charging people, hey guys, in a package. And the way you can find that package pricing is based on the value you provide for them, not their time. ActiveCampaign has an amazing tool where it can actually help you score the value you can give them, so you can find a number amount. So I recommend going to find that if you need it. But the big takeaway here that I want to share with you is to not charge for the hour, not charge for the time, charge for the value that you provide. And when you do this, you bring yourself into a higher caliber, and you also bring yourself into a co-creation place with your client. You're no longer then just being outsourced to, you're not just sort of doing busy work. You are co-creating with them, and you're invested in it because you're presenting them with a cohesive service or package or product. It is not just one-off work. They're not actually the director of your expertise. Trust me, going back to this example of branding and marketing, if you are working with an entrepreneur on their branding and marketing, you don't want them telling you what needs to be done for their branding and their marketing. You need to be the one to tell them, and you need to be the one to price it, and you need to be the expert. So you need to come into this with this whole bigger picture and not think of this as you're selling your one-off hours like you're still in babysitting days or anything like that. So look at your pricing right now. Ask yourself, do I feel like I am getting paid for the value I'm providing? And really dig deep here. One of the things that I had to think about when I started raising my own prices was that what I do, I help people get out of their 9-to-5 jobs. I help them build businesses. I can help them get to 6 figures, is life-changing for a lot of people. It's not just like I'm helping them put up a website. It's that I'm helping them completely change the trajectory of their lives. That has a hell of a lot of value. And more importantly, or not more importantly, but the other side of this equation also is to what your business needs in order to perform best. So if you're not charging your clients enough and you're not getting paid enough, then you're not going to be able to perform best for them, because you're either going to be exhausted, you're going to have to get other jobs, you're going to have to take too much work, you're going to have to do too much on your own, you're not going to be able to outsource. So you're not really giving them the best quality either. So if there's one thing you can take away from this episode, I would ask you to go look at your pricing and ask yourself 2 things. Does this match the value I'm providing in their life? And does this match the potential of my business? And if you feel like the answer of either of that is no, then I would ask you to go back to the drawing board, look at the service and performance and analytics that you're doing of your clients on the back end, and look at the value you can provide them, and try to rewrite the script and try to work backward from there and try to think about how you can raise your pricing in a justified way from there. If this means that you need to have more sophisticated marketing because you need to have more ads out there, or maybe you need to have more automations going, or you need to have more personal touch, or you need to have communications people reaching out if someone seems interested, whatever it is, make it happen, because we don't want you charging yourself short. There is no time for that, and these tips are here, and these tools are in place to avoid that. All right, you guys, I hope that this was helpful. This was a little nugget of inspiration from an amazing conference I went to. I hope you have a great week, and it's a great week to reevaluate your pricing before the end of the year and run some sales, because I encourage you to raise your pricing next year anyway. So think about and strategize how you can use techniques to ramp up your sales for the end of the year and then raise them even higher in 2020. Have an awesome week. I'll talk to you guys soon.